Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to this community showdown. It's going to be the Chaos Dwarves led by Scarbrand facing off against the Dwarves, who shall be helmed by Adam TM here on Borderlow Landing. And it's going to be a lot of Hobgoblins coming out, trying to ambush the objectives and cause some mischief perhaps. Looking at the Dawizar army, it is actually a mass sneaky get. So you have Penta sneaky get. 3 are going to be rushing the middle. 1 is going to go to the outside here, and 1 is going for the Dwarfs' home objective. So the idea here obviously is to get the Vanguard pressure, get the objectives before the Dwarves. Kind of a maneuverability game. Kadai are pretty good at killing Dwarf infantry. They're very vulnerable against mass missiles, though. Despite having 80 armor and some phys res, they can go down very quickly to concentrated archer or gunfire. But yeah, if they're left to their own devices, they can definitely rip up Dwarvish infantry. Blazing Beard's a Basharic, and I don't hate the Soul of Damnation. I think it's okay, especially on this map. This is a really nice tech, actually, by Scarbrand. Using the Soul of Damnation on this map, parking it right here so that Dwarven cannons can't hit it is a pretty big chef's kiss. I love that play. And again, maps are a big part of the meta, right? So understanding that you can do that on this map, just like in Warcraft 3, for example, knowing the creep routes, and which I never know, by the way. I just raw dog it. But yeah, in this case, I do like the Soul of Damnation back here. All right, guys, so looking around, we do see the Dwarves coming in with a big old Vanguard. Dwarves love to do this. Here we actually have Ulthor's Raiders, Grim Delvers, Rangers, Miners with Blasting Charges on the Vanguard. A couple of Vanguard Rangers and Blasting Charges here, and the Dwarves are also going to be swarming their back objective. Just massive amounts of, lowish tier chaff units, although we see Ulthars, we do see some good quality units. Grim Delvers, it's pretty cool that a Thunder unit can Vanguard as well. Now, I do like this ambush, though. The sneaky gets will definitely beat the Rangers in combat if they close the distance. 120 models against 80 with a pretty similar stat line and very good offensive output from the Hobgoblins. So they're going to be cruising up, and here comes the Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut, using the Dark Subjugation, Leadership, and Melee Defense, as well as Ash Storm. So debuff abilities, really. Typically against Dwarves, you'd see Flames of Asgore, just like one-shot missile units, but I don't hate this idea either. And honestly, this fight in the middle is going to go a little bit better for the Chaos Dwarfs. Having the Sneaky Gits in here and the Bale Taurus Lord immediately getting a pick on the Ranger is quite good. But Rude Awakening on the back objective, as Adam does move here with his Miners with Blasting Charges, as well as Ulthar's Raiders, and the Chaos Dwarves definitely are not going to be getting their home objective. Though, did they steal the back one? They did not. The Dwarves have that. So currently, the Dwarves are the maneuverable ones here, but this is a good play. I do like maneuvering the Fireborn around here. I would personally run them through the tree line, although he doesn't know the missile units are here yet, the Raiders and whatnot. And Bull Centaur renders the shielded version. I think they're very viable. Dual weapon or shielded are both good in the Dwarf matchup. It's just kind of a preference and how you're going to be using them, really. So Sneaky Gets getting some precursor ammo on the Blasting Charges. Blasting Charges are they going to be throwing? It looks like they do have an order, and yep, here it comes. That's not going to be fun. Tiny little daggers versus literal grenades. And you can see the Goblins there do get blasted. Not to another dimension because the whole unit didn't fire yet, but it's still pretty cost-effective damage. These guys are 550 gold. They ain't cheap. So here comes the Kadai. It looks like in the middle, trading is going pretty well for the Dawizar, able to pick off a couple units so far. But on this side, the question is, oh man, it's Grim Delvin time. Oh, I love the Grim Delvers. They're so cool. Yeah, they're going to put some serious hurt on those Kadai Fireborn. The Kadai do get into combat there, and they do get on top of the Ulthar's Raiders, but there's going to be another big nasty salvo here. They're going to get slowed down by the marks by Ulthar. And they're pretty close to dying already, honestly. Just get the Rangers to shoot them, and these guys are going to be disintegrating soonish. They are unbreakable until they get to a certain threshold, I believe. I think that's how they got changed a couple patches back. So they can't disintegrate until they get below, I think, like 20%. Yeah, there they go. And then they just disintegrate very quickly. But yeah, still a nice change for them. So yeah, Dwarves have all 3 objectives. Adam is up in value. Those are a very nice pick. The Hell Cannon here are getting beautiful value. Nasty damage here against the Rangers. And at the backside, we do see the Skyhammer flying around, but Blunderbusses are called out to protect it. Very good call. Blunderbusses have good utility against Dwarvish infantry in general, and the Bale Taurus Lord is going to come down and punish these Rangers who were a little bit stacked up in a bit of a strange way. So mistakes were made, but everyone makes mistakes, man. Happy little accidents, as they say. Yeah, Dwarves completely dominate the back objective. They basically they put down their lawn chair, they pitch their feet up on something, and they're just chilling here on the back objective. As the Bull Centaur renders are going to be forced back, Kadai Fireborn destroyed, Sneaky gets destroyed as well. Value trading, close-ish. It is a 1,500 value favor here for the Dowie. Oh, look at that. That's actually kind of a cool tech, using Ash Storm, slowing them down to 68 speed. But the thing is the Sorcerer Prophet even going to be able to close the distance while that still matters? He's getting there. The Ash Storm is there. Yeah, personally, I think the spell selection could be a little bit stronger. Like, the Flames of Asgore is so nice. If you dropped it, like, right here, it would just straight up kill these Slayers and Dwarf Warriors. But, the slowing spells and the utility spells, I think buff spells in general probably need a little bit of milk. That would be a really interesting change. You don't want to go too crazy because then, Oh, don't relinquish that objective. Okay, he's going all the way to the middle. A mistake. You probably should have left at least 2 units here, I think, because otherwise the Chaos Dwarfs can just call it Hobgoblins and get this objective back. Okay, he does do that. He moves some Rangers back. Granted, I would have left a melee unit as well, but that's not the end of the world. A couple Rangers there and Grimdelvers. It's Grimdelvin time. But yeah, still rock hard triple cap for the Dowie Czar, or for the Dwarfs against the Dowie Czar. Blazing Beards of Asherit going to be moving in. Do we see a semblance of victory for the Chaos Dwarfs in the middle? Hobgoblins going to be losing that fight inevitably. Here, Blazing Beards and the Chaos Dwarf Warriors maybe going to have some milk. And hey, this is a really nice play. Catching the Gyro Bombers with the Blunderbusses and the Bale Taurus, the persistence paid off. It's actually just a cheap Taurus. It's not even the big Bale Taurus one. And yeah, Gyro Bombers killed to the last unit. And I've been in a lot of games like this with Chaos Dwarves. You're kind of like behind, but then you have that grinding artillery, which in the fourth quarter of the game can kind of pull things back, which is super, super fun. Here we got the Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits battling it out versus Rangers. And yeah, that's why like a melee unit back here would be a little bit stronger, like leaving the Miner with something else. Because, the Wolf Riders will come in and just crush these Rangers. It's going to be, basically a huge cost-effective loss here. Although, yeah, can Rangers fight back against the Wolf Riders in their tattered state? Maybe so. So, back to the middle. Chaos Dwarf Warriors duking it out here. Blazing Beards duking it out in the woods. We do have Sneaky Gits. I like this. When you're behind like this and you need to kind of make cheeky little plays and ambushes and prepare for the triple cap. Honestly, I would probably leave the Hobgoblins here and, either wait for another unit to support them against the Miners. You could do a Wolf Rider, come around the back, flank them, and then charge them in the front and get the full surround and the backstab. But, yeah, a lot of options there. Will the Chaos Dwarves get this back? They did actually blunder the Wolf Riders here a little bit, and we do see some Chaos Dwarf Warrior Great Weapons moving up. Hobgoblin Cutthroats moving, and more Great Weapons. So I can see some grinding from the Chaos Dwarves where they're starting to get value back a little bit. They have the Blunderbusses in great position, and they have the big scary Carry Lord, whereas the Dwarf Lord is more of a kind of an anchor piece, not so much like a carry. He just kind of is just going to be chilling there. Ooh, I do like this actually. The Bull Centaurs, if they stack on top of the Hobgoblins against the Miners, that could actually wreck them, potentially. Even 8 Bull Centaurs. They still have 50% combat efficiency in terms of damage output. As long as they're stacked on top of chaff units, although it looks like the blasting charges are going to catch him. I think he's microing elsewhere, so yeah, unfortunate right there. Middle objective looking good still for the Dwarves. In the back, we do see another Gyro Bomber being called in, and here it is going to be the Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut, backed up by the Chaos Dwarf Warriors with great weapons, so they're going to be getting their bonking sticks and battling their very tall cousins as the battle continues to rage on. Yeah, a lot of angry Dwarves duking it out. Grimdelver is going to be taken to Pound Town, so they're going to get broken. And the Sneaky Gits here probably won't finish off these Rangers quickly, but with these units coming in, it certainly will make the difference. And Miners with Blasting Charges coming around the backside. Now, I think at this point, sending the Miners to reinforce your own side would be better, because this is very clearly a lost cause. And that's one of the big skill sets in Total War Competitive, is like knowing when a position is a lost cause and where to reallocate your tools. Because, yeah, you send this unit back here, but like it's probably just going to get overwhelmed by all these pieces. So back in the middle. Blunderbuss is getting chased. They did get some good shooting, but they are being harried by the Slayers and the Dwarf Warriors. 1,000 points going to be coming in here. Gyro Bombers, oh man, if this Hell Cannon goes down, that's going to be really, really bad. A couple more volleys might be able to get it from the Gyro Bomber. Yeah, the Dong Cannon is being blasted. And the Dowie Czar crew is not numerous. You need a couple crew members to shoot it. I think it's like 2 or 3 that you need to shoot that thing. Can't quite remember. But yeah, flying across, it is going to be the Sorcerer Prophet. A lot of great weapons coming up in Dwarf Warriors. Back objective is going to be taken. Blasting charges are out of the trees. And the problem with Miners is they have terrible combat stats. So like if they get caught in combat, even against like a Hobgoblin, and they don't get to use their blasting charges, they're going to have a bad time. So that's a big part of the matchup in terms of skill, really, is shutting those type of things down. Hobgoblins coming here and here. Hell Cannon is alive. Bale Taurus Lord is going to be chasing. You guys ready for some Scorched Earth here? So here it comes. And not a bad one. Not like a direct connect. It kind of just tickled them. So yeah, a bit of a miss, actually, unfortunately. We're going to see if he can get this one. Dropped his load a little bit early there. But, it happens to the best of us. Flying around here, we do see the Gyro Bomber getting hunted. Unfortunately, could have chunked a lot of HP there. But that's very hard to do, honestly. I miss those all the time, especially if your opponent's cognizant of it and they're, like, moving and dodging. But yeah, kind of looks like Chaos Dwarves have the momentum now a little bit. Like, they have good sustained fighting in the middle. Chaos Dwarf Warrior Grey Weapons will trade pretty well into Slayers and into Dwarf Warriors. And there's a lot of Hobgoblins and just chaff units coming in. The Hell Cannon is still shooting and generating value. The question is, like, I think that the Chaos Dwarves are going to get the middle objective within the next 200-point window. Before 1400, I think they will. But are they going to have time to get the back objective is the question. Dwarves reinforcing. Slayers are good. Man, a Doomseeker would just crack this game open. If there was like a single Doomseeker here, I don't know if I would even bring Doomseekers against Chaos Dwarves, honestly, but like if there was, against this composition of just mass infantry waddling to the middle. Oh man, that would be savage. Back objective looking fine for the hobgoblins, able to shut down these guys, although a couple rangers might be able to turn the tide of the fight. We'll have to see. And yeah, a lot of capture weight coming in. We are going to be seeing this point get flipped as the Great Opens continue trading very effectively. So if you're the Dwarves now, you just start beelining everything to your back objective. Literally, just start spamming the cheapest blasting charge spam you possibly can. Move to the back point. And yeah, if you guys are wondering why, like, how are the Dwarves losing if the value, well, there's a couple of things. There is some value tied up in the Sorcerer Prophet, and there's also quite a bit of value tied up in the Soul of Damnation, which is still fully functional. So, you know, that's part of the issue, right? This is like maybe 1,000 value here, maybe like 500-600 here, give or take. That isn't relevant at all in the state of the battle, whereas most of the damage the Dwarves or the Chaos Dwarves have done is quite relevant. It's mainly on the infantry and pieces that are still, you know, offline, right? So, are they going to be able to get to the back point? We do see 1,300, 1,340. The Dowies are going to be heading to the back objective right now, and there is a Skullcracker. Ooh, I like that. Skullcracker is a cool choice. Iron Demons and Skullcrackers are interesting. I've always personally liked the Iron Demons better. I feel like the shooting is just a really, really nice caveat, but I've also heard people argue for the Skullcracker. I mean, that thing does some big, big lifting for sure. So Hobgoblins are cruising for a bruising, and there is going to be some Skullcracking going on over here. Bull Centaur Render is going to be heading to the back point, and ladies and gentlemen, the battle continues to rage on. It's going to be a fun one, man. So Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits going to be jumping into the Slayers right here. They do make contact. That's basically a counter. Sneaky Gits are very chaff-centric, and the anti-infantry bonus against Slayers is very cost-effective. This is a mistake from our Dwarf player. Should have just been reinforcing the back point, like super hard. Just let what you have fight here, you know, and send your reinforcements to the back point. That's like literally the only way the Chaos Dwarfs can win, is swarming your back point. Because he's so far ahead on points at this point that, you know, the fighting elsewhere doesn't really matter as much. I mean, unless you can ninja an objective, but Dwarves aren't about that life, really. Dwarf Lord's being a Chad, and is he going to be reinforcing the back point? We do see, okay. Oh, there's a Doomseeker. Oh, man, no, go to the back objective. I mean, he could fight in the middle. I mean, I guess the Chaos Dwarves aren't the fastest either. The Skullcracker is starting to cause a lot of havoc, though. If that thing's allowed to feast back here with these chaff units, we're going to be seeing this freaking demonic lawnmower beast thing do quite a bit of work. Yeah, not going to be fun for you guys. So I like how the little thing is like poking out and trying to poke those guys. But Brotherhood of Grimnir, where are you at? They are in the middle, fighting in the middle there. You know, there is a chance the Dwarves could wrestle the middle back if they want to, but I personally think the Helm's Deep would be the safer play. Because, yeah, if he had sent the Slayers as well as the Brotherhood and these other Slayers to the back point, there would be, I don't think, there would be a 0% chance that the Chaos Dwarves could win this. Not zero, but like very low. The Bale Taurus Lord's going to be coming in. Capture weight does actually favor the Dowies. The Skullcracker's doing quite a bit of work. Slayers are coming. Brotherhood of Grimnir is chewing it up in the middle. Definitely need to get those guys to the back point right now. They're staying in the middle, but yeah, this is all that matters in the game. This is your win condition, right? And just like in any RTS game, you gotta zero in on your win condition. So we do get the Demon Train running over the last of the Dwarven capture weight, and that means that objective is going to be getting close to flipping. Can we see it? Oh man, 1185, and there is the Ash Storm and Dark Subjugation. Slayers do arrive, which mitigates some of the capture weight there. Maybe some of the other Dwarves will rally, but currently as it stands, the Chaos Dwarves do not have the capture weight. Oh my god, and they get it with 2 points left. Oh my god. Yeah, little mistakes, man. Little mistakes. Yeah, that's painful, man. Brotherhood of Grimnir also getting Last Samurai by some shooting now. Doesn't feel good. The Hobgoblin Precursor ammo able to do some work. And 2 points here for the Dwarves. Will they be able to resecure their back objective is the question. That's definitely the best bet. I mean, I guess they do have a lot in the middle, though. But the Brotherhood of Grimnir are battling a hard fight versus a lot of infantry as well as Kadai Fireborn, which are a nasty unit. And yeah, they have plenty of Chorf Warriors here. Is there any play on the back objective? Okay, the sneaky back cap. I don't hate this. The double Vanguard, which also has stock, right? So let's fast forward a little bit and see. Down here, we do see the backside starting to flip back. The Pain Train is getting it. Okay, it is going back to the Dwarves, but there's going to be more Dowies coming in. The Gyro Bomber does miss its bombardment there. Hobgoblin Sneaky gets a little bit of a connect right there. Are going to be on their way over, as are the Rangers. So, yeah, looks like he's going to get this one back and close the game out. And honestly, Adam probably would be able to capture this one. No, I don't think so, actually. Yeah, we got 2 Sneaky Gets on the way over there. So that probably is going to be GG. I mean, at 2 points, you can't afford to lose an objective again. A lot of capture weight coming, though. That is going to be 5 capture weight here and 4 right here. And the train, I mean, the Pain Train is doing an insane amount of work. Dude, are the Chaos Dwarves actually going to... Holy shit, the Chaos Dwarves actually stabilized it because of the Pain Train. It broke the Rangers off the point. Sneaky Gets trying. They are being shot by some Overwatch from the Gyro Bombers here. And on the objective, we do see this one being held as the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders charge into the miners with blasting charges, and the saga continues, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, the Chaos Dwarves are still in it. They're still freaking in it. Are the Dwarves going to have an opportunity to capture this? No, don't charge those Rangers in. Now the Sneaky gets to close the distance, and they're going to do a hell of a lot of damage. I mean, they're very vulnerable against missile fire, but yeah, they got a little bit too close. Obviously, this is a very hectic, frenetic battle here, so mistakes are going to get made. Although blasting charges can come in and nuke all these goblins, I don't think so. I think the Kadai are going to shut this shit down. And the Dwarves, oh man, he commits harder to that. He should have probably just committed to the back, although I think this might be GG now. Actually, I don't think the Dwarves are going to be able to stabilize anywhere with the Skullcracker and the Sorcerer Prophet able to be like a mobile anvil. And hammer and anvil, I should say. Back objective does get farmed, and no, man, just little mistakes. That was a great game by both players, though. Super fun, and just goes to show, like, tiny little mistakes can cost you games when you're playing against good opponents here. Both these guys are great, honestly. I played against Adam several times. He's, I believe, a Khorne main. He's beaten me plenty of times on Khorne. He's very, very good at them. Maybe learning the Dwarves as well. All right, GG, well played. The Chaos Dwarves clutching it with, like, a 2-point victory. Jeez, that was nuts. And emotional roller coaster, to say the least. So for the build, it's not a meta build for sure, but you know, Scarbrand made it work, which is fun. The late game grind, the Hell Cannon generating a shit ton of value, I think that's how they got it. And also the Blunderbuss is killing the Gyro Bombers, and the Gyro Bomber is not doing a whole lot, I think was the big thing. Skyhammer held the 600 value, the other one got 15, but I think that was off 2 summons. All right, guys, GG, well played. We will see you around, and yeah, the Dwarvish grudges will continue.